The painting. This is a story about Sophie, a PR consultant who chased a client for $25,000 for 6 months. When he finally paid her, it was with something he called junk. Then months later, he desperately tried to get it back. Here's what happened. Sophie believed the best in people. That was her problem. She ran a tiny PR firm, just her, chasing invoices, dealing with flaky clients. The type who'd promise payment next week for 6 months straight. She'd send reminder mails, make awkward phone calls, check her bank account every morning hoping something had cleared. Nothing ever did. Her worst client? Let's call him Vincent. Restaurant owner. Designer everything. 12 locations across the city. The guy wore shoes that cost more than Sophie's monthly rent. Always had money for himself. Never for Sophie. It started simple enough. 6-month contract, social media management, press releases, event planning, $25,000 total, standard terms, payment due within 30 days of invoice. Month 1, just waiting on some transfers to clear. Month 2, you'll get it next week, I promise. Month 3, Sophie stopped being polite. Vincent, I have freelancers to pay. This is getting ridiculous. He'd sigh dramatically. Sophie, you know how tough the restaurant business is right now. Economy's killing everyone. I'm barely keeping the lights on. But his Instagram told a different story. New watch, designer clothes, weekend trips. Sophie would screenshot them, stare at her overdue invoice, and wonder why she kept believing him. By month 6, she was done. She drafted a formal demand letter, consulted a lawyer friend about small claims court, prepared to cut ties completely. That's when Vincent showed up. One Tuesday morning, no warning. He carried a dusty painting under one arm and a manila folder under the other. Walked straight into her tiny office like he owned it. He dropped both on her desk. Hard enough that her coffee mug rattled. All right, Sophie, I can't do cash right now. But this? He tapped the painting. This is worth way more than what I owe you. Sophie stared at the painting. It looked old, sure. But beautiful? Not exactly. Dark colors, strange composition, signature in the corner she didn't recognize. Vincent slid a document across. Professional appraisal, official letterhead, certified stamp. The painting was valued at $10,000. You're paying me with a painting? It's legit. Look at the appraisal. 10 grand. Plus. He pulled out another document. Payment settlement agreement. I'll sign off your whole invoice. $25,000. Cleared. Done. No more chasing me. Sophie felt her stomach drop. This felt wrong, but she was exhausted. 6 months of excuses. 6 months of dodging calls from her own contractors because she couldn't pay them. Vincent, I need actual money. I have bills. And if you wait for cash, you could be waiting another 6 months. A year. Maybe never. He leaned back, arms crossed. This is what I can offer. Take it or leave it. She stared at the paperwork. Her hands were shaking slightly. If you don't take this, Vincent added, his tone shifting colder, I honestly can't guarantee when or if I'll have the money. And you know how legal stuff goes. Expensive, time-consuming. This closes everything today. Sophie picked up the pen, signed, watched Vincent scribble his signature next to hers. The agreement said payment in full. He was out the door in under 2 minutes. Didn't even say goodbye. Sophie sat alone in her office, staring at the painting. She felt like she'd just been scammed, but couldn't prove it. At least she had something. At least it was over. She carried the painting home, hung it in her hallway, right by the front door. Took a photo, posted it online with a caption, "My $25K salary, rate the art." Comments came fast. Looks like something from a garage sale. That's rough, Sophie. Hope it's worth something someday. One friend wrote, "Girl, you got played." Sophie knew they were right. Weeks passed. Sophie focused on new clients, better contracts, clearer payment terms. She tried to forget about Vincent. Then one afternoon, meeting a friend for coffee, everything changed. "Hey, didn't you work with Vincent?" her friend asked casually. "Saw he's opening another restaurant downtown. Place looks fancy. Saw the construction photos on Instagram." Sophie's coffee cup stopped halfway to her mouth. "Wait, what?" She pulled out her phone right there, searched Vincent's profile. And there it was. Grand opening announcement. Brand new location. Sleek interior design. Premium everything. Then she scrolled further. Tokyo, 2 weeks ago. Luxury sushi restaurant. Sake flights. The caption, "Needed this reset. Business has been crushing it lately. Business has been crushing it." Sophie felt her face get hot. While he'd told her he was broke, couldn't keep the lights on, barely surviving, he'd been opening restaurants and vacationing in Japan. Her phone buzzed. A message from a supplier she knew through industry circles. "Hey, Sophie, random question. Did Vincent ever pay you? He stiffed us on a $15,000 invoice. Says he's got no money, but I see him posting from Tokyo." Sophie sent back the photo of her painting. 3 laughing, crying emojis. The supplier replied, "He's doing this to everyone." Over the next week, more people reached out. A photographer, a marketing consultant, a food distributor. All owed money. All given the same excuse. All watching Vincent live like a king on social media. Sophie realized she wasn't special. She was just another person Vincent had used and discarded. The painting stayed on her wall. A reminder. Don't trust people like Vincent. 3 months later, Sophie was half watching TV while answering emails. Local news played in the background. "Breaking news tonight. The art world is mourning the sudden death of contemporary artist." Sophie glanced up. Froze. The screen showed a painting. Her painting. Same dark colors. Same strange composition. Same signature. The reporter continued. "The 42-year-old artist died unexpectedly of a heart attack yesterday. Collectors say his work, which was gaining recognition in recent years, will likely see significant value increases." Sophie's heart was pounding. She grabbed her phone, took a photo of her painting, opened her email, found an auction house she'd seen mentioned in the news segment. Subject line, "Urgent. Need appraisal," she typed fast. "I own a painting by this artist. Need current value estimate ASAP. Photo attached." She hit send, stared at her phone. 20 minutes felt like 20 hours. When the reply came, she had to read it 3 times. "Ms. Sophie, thank you for reaching out. Based on the artist's recent passing and current market conditions, we estimate your piece at approximately $150,000. If you're interested in consignment or sale, please contact us directly to discuss next steps." $150,000. Sophie's hands were shaking again. Different reason this time. She walked to the hallway, stared at the painting. Vincent had given away a fortune, and he had absolutely no idea. 3 weeks passed. Sophie told no one except her closest friend. She had the painting properly insured, researched the artist, read articles about his work, his legacy, his unexpected rise in the art world. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. "Sophie, it's Vincent." His voice was different, strained, almost desperate. "Listen, about that painting I gave you. I made a mistake. It's actually a family heirloom. Sentimental value, you know? I need it back." Sophie couldn't help it. She laughed, just a short, sharp sound. You need it back? Yeah. Look, I know the appraisal said 10,000. I'll give you that. Cash, today. We can meet up, make the swap." "Vincent." Sophie's voice was calm now, cold even. "You settled your debt, remember? You made me sign paperwork. Payment in full. Legally, I own that painting." Silence on the other end. "It wasn't a family heirloom when you dumped it on my desk. It was payment. Your choice." Sophie, please. Also, she continued, that painting? It's worth $150,000 now. The silence stretched longer this time. What? His voice cracked. The artist died. The value exploded. You gave away a gold mine because you were too cheap to pay what you actually owed me. She could hear his breathing. Fast. Panicked. I'll give you $50,000. Cash. Right now. No. Sophie, I'm serious. I need that painting. My investors, the businesses, I can pay you. You had 6 months to pay me $25,000. You chose a painting instead. Your signature is on the paperwork. We're done here. She hung up. He called back 4 times. She didn't answer. Word spread fast in their industry. Vincent's empire was crumbling. Investors pulled out when they learned about his debts. Suppliers refused to work with him. 2 locations closed within a month. Sophie heard through the grapevine that if he'd had that painting, if he'd known its real value, he could have saved everything, paid his debts, kept his investors happy. But he'd thrown it away, treated it like trash, just like he'd treated everyone he owed money to. The painting still hangs in Sophie's hallway. Every guest who visits asks about it. And Sophie tells the story, every single time. It's her favorite story to tell. Best payday she ever had. Ever been paid with something worthless that turned valuable? Or had karma come back around on someone who screwed you over? Drop your story below. We read every comment. And subscribe for more real-life justice.